Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to the All About Favorite channel. I'm your host, Pastor KZ. Y'all, my attire today, the win on Sunday Night Football, the Green Bay Packers over my Kansas City Chiefs. I just had to say it. I had a t-shirt of the Chiefs already laid out, and I had to do a quick wardrobe change. So Green Bay, Wisconsin, I'm shouting out the Packers. Jordan Love was the better quarterback in that game. Sorry, Pat Mahomes, you just didn't do it. All right, so everybody, I said it. Now, at the end of the video, please hit the thumbs up button, comment, like, and share. If you are watching me on other platforms such as Facebook or Instagram, please run over to my YouTube channel and hit the thumbs up button for me, okay? Thank you for my current subscribers. The numbers are going up, y'all. And also, if you have not subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, y'all. It's free. It won't cost you a dime. Thank you for your continued support. Now, as I said on yesterday, I'm doing real talk all this week, meaning I'm going to be talking about some difficult topics, things you might want to try to address as you go into the new year or before you leave out of the year. I am wearing my different eyewear lines. Y'all, the digital store is coming along slowly but surely. As I said, I had some people working for me and they got very, very ill. So we're going through that stage right now. But y'all, it's still coming. We're going to be all good. Now, I knew at the end of yesterday's video that I was going to be in trouble. How so, Pastor KZ? Well, I am in trouble because I got several emails last night from you all saying the video was way too short. You started a topic and we need to hear more. Listen, I understand that and I do agree with you. I like to keep my videos kind of condensed and short. But I will be doing a longer series next year on some of these topics. And some of the topics from last year, I am going to revisit them as promised. And I'll do maybe, instead of doing them very long, I'll keep them, kind of short. But I'll just try to maybe do them a week series. I'll do some series. Is that okay with you guys? So let me talk a little bit more about being ungrounded. As I said, that's a term that we do not use a lot and we don't think about it. So the questions that came up in the emails last night was, well, Pastor KZ, I know that I am not grounded. So what can I do about it? And what are some ways, if you can give me some information on that? So to the people who wrote in the emails these questions, what are ways to know if you're ungrounded might include, because one lady in particular, she said, I'm not sure if I'm ungrounded or I'm just a mess. And you're not a mess, okay? Don't say that. You're ungrounded with the things that you described. So ways to help you know if you are ungrounded. These are just my opinions. I am not an expert, so take it for that. When you are ungrounded, some feelings and emotions that you are going through, it could be you have some unresolved hurt, some emotional trauma that may have happened in your life. You're just not happy with your current state of life, your current situation. You might be in relationships that you're not happy with. You have some unresolved grief. And as I keep saying, y'all, grief is something else. It will take you different places. It's a feeling that we all at some point in life will encounter, because transition of loved ones, that's inevitable. But that grief is something else, y'all. When the people are all around prior to the funeral and when it just happens, it don't give you a chance to really just grieve and process what has happened, and you must go on now without that person. But man, the day after the funeral, when ain't nobody calling no more, when no visits or nobody coming by to visit and sit with you, you all do not realize the power of people just coming over to sit even if they don't say anything, just being in my presence to just let me experience this is very powerful. So another thing to show that you may be ungrounded is lack of closure. When you are going around and you don't have closure on situations or events that have occurred in your life, some people, they go through divorces or breakups with people and they don't feel like they have gotten the closure that they need. But the sad part, and go back and look at one of my videos from last year, sometime you will never get the closure that you want. Also, feeling stuck, feeling like you're trapped in a situation or there's no end to what you're going through, that can lead to you feeling ungrounded. So I hope some of those things helped you with that question. Also, if you are, and this is a biggie, and I got about 10 responses to this, when you are frustrated about your financial situation, y'all know how it is when you ain't got no money, or when the money is low or getting low. Yeah, it could take you to being ungrounded. It can put you in your feelings real fast. So these are just a few of what I think will help you understand the word when I say you're ungrounded. These are some of the emotions you are experiencing. Now, what can you do about it? I suggest you write it all down. This is a homework assignment. Take out a pencil and a piece of paper or a pen and just begin to write down what you're feeling today. Try to do this today. Write down some feelings that you have. Don't worry about if it seems like it's all negative, but you're being honest now. You really want to take an honest assessment and evaluate why things are off with you. And also remember on last week when I started talking about hindrances and blockers, sometime, as I stated, you can be your own worst enemy. So once you see this in writing and looking at what you have written down about why you feel like you're ungrounded, you can begin to deal with and check some things off and say, oh yeah, all right, I can see I need to work on this. I'm going to start that today. So write it all down. Another thing you can do is meditate. Now, for some people, they think praying and meditation is the same thing. It is not. For those of you who have not learned the art of meditation, why don't you just research that for a little bit? I am telling you, I meditate daily. Meditation is very important. Along with, now you got to make sure your prayer life is you're connected. You can't have a intimate relationship with the higher power that I choose to call God, whatever you choose to call your God, be it Elijah, Muhammad, Buddha, whatever. It doesn't matter what you choose to call, and it doesn't matter what religious walk you're in. The path that you're taking is your choice. But the fact of the matter is, you have got to spend time with your higher power. That's just like a human relationship. If you are trying to build a relationship with someone, especially an intimate relationship, that requires you to spend time with them. So your prayer life, meditation, writing down things that you feel, those are all things you can do to help. Another thing I find that's helpful when I'm ungrounded or feeling kind of frustrated or discouraged is I begin to connect with nature more. I love to go outside and just be outside, get some fresh air, some sunshine, take a walk, sit in your garden, pick up a hobby. All of these things will help you, because sitting in the house all day long, just going over this over and over again in your mind, it does nothing to help or change the current state of that situation. It doesn't matter how much you decide that I'm just going to stay in the bed with my pajamas on. I ain't going to comb my hair. I'm not going to answer the phone. That's not going to bring back mama. That's not going to bring back daddy. That's not going to make your man come back to you, ladies. I'm sorry, but that is a fact. These are hard things to hear, but it is the truth. Another thing that may help you if you take up a hobby. Some of you don't have any hobbies. You don't have an outlet. Even taking a short trip, a day trip, even if it means just going to the next county, getting a hotel room, or just going getting a massage. You have got to be able to have an outlet. And an outlet always helps you with your grounding. Now, some people really need to go, and I said this yesterday, you really need to go and get professional help. And there's nothing wrong with that. That will help you move through the different levels of your depression, different levels of grief. The changing your surroundings help also, even if it's something as simple as changing your furniture around, moving your bed to a different area, just changing some things, modifying some things. Your surroundings and your environment is key in being grounded. When things feel off balance or get out of sync, you can do some things yourself to change things around. Now, one thing I know that works that a lot of people don't talk about is earthing. Earthing. Like the earthing. And what that means is just taking your shoes off and walking barefoot in the grass or in the sand. Anything natural element that you're building, you're making a connection with something the Most High created. And it helps you connect with nature. Also, stating and saying positive affirmations. You got to speak positivity. Even in a negative situation, find some good in it. You sometimes just got to say, you know what, Lord, I don't know what you're doing right now. I don't understand why you picked me to go through this, but I know I'm not the only one. And if someone else made it through this, you're going to help me make it through this storm as well. So don't get yourself in the state of mind that just because you're experiencing a negative situation or your body is breaking down, because y'all, as we get older, we're going to need glasses. Some people might need a hearing aid. Some people might use a cane or a walker or a wheelchair or a scooter. Those things are here to help us. It doesn't mean your life is over. We got to get out of pride and stop being ashamed if you need help. Don't be ashamed to ask for help. I know in a lot of cultures it's taboo to show any signs of weakness or that you need help. But you know what? As long as you don't get help, especially for this right here and this here, you're just going to fall apart. It's very, very critical that you get your mental health in check. Mental health and your mental wellness is very important. Your heart check. Some of you got broken hearts right now. Some of you, like I say, you have gone through some hurtful situations and you just letting it build up and you've never resolved that. So try doing some of these things that I suggested. It will help you. If you need to have a day, that you just have a day of screaming and venting, and if that's going to help you move along from that, then do that. But you know what? I want to say this. The moment you begin to release the pain, release the discouragement, let go of some things that's really not your stuff, stop trying to carry everybody's baggage and trying to be there for everybody and start taking care of yourself, that is the day your healing is going to begin. The Most High, He's there to help you. I know some of you are like, well, I'm not really religious. You don't have to be religious, honey, to understand that there's help out there. And you've got to start wanting to love on yourself. You've got to start having a desire to heal. And some people, when they speak of healing, they're only talking about physical healing. No, it's some healing need to go on in your broken heart. It's some healing need to go into your mind. Some things you ain't been thinking right. Your mind plays tricks on you sometimes. The enemy gets in and start feeding your mind with stuff that gets all in your spirit, and it will break you down. That's real talk. I don't know what y'all think about it. Get yourself focused. Find some balance. And you know what? Everything will turn around. It might not happen overnight, but you got to at least put forth the effort to get yourself grounded. Y'all, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you back tomorrow.